Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment. As we have breaking NFL news, the New England Patriots have traded wide receiver Brandin Cooks and a 4th round pick to the LA Rams for their 1st round pick, the 23rd pick overall, and a 6th round pick in 2018. And this comes only 1 year after the New England Patriots traded for Brandin Cooks and they gave up the 32nd pick in the 2017 NFL draft. So a very interesting trade here. We're going to start by talking about the LA Rams side of things because I think this is a fascinating deal. It is obvious to us all at this point. The LA Rams are going all in for the Super Bowl next year. Okay, because I believe Brandin Cooks only has 1 year left on his deal, and they also signed Ndamukong Suh last week. They signed him to a 1 year, $14 million deal. They're going all in on the Super Bowl this year. They traded for Marcus Peters. They traded for Aqib Talib. They don't care in their front office. All of a sudden, I have so much respect for Les Snead, who did nothing with Jeff Fisher. I mean, he accumulated some talent. He traded back in the RG3 trade. That was all fine. But I didn't think he was a great GM. All of a sudden, he's looking like one of the best GMs in the league. But we have to see if it's actually going to work out, because now there will be expectations on this football team, and we'll see how they can do with that. Because remember, going into the playoffs, they were 11-5. They've been doing well, but then what happened? They choked that first game to the Atlanta Falcons in LA, a game that they should not have lost. I mean, they lost either 26-13 or 23-13, a game that they should not have lost. Their offense did not show up. Jared Goff didn't have a great game. Todd Gurley didn't have a great game. Sean McVay didn't have a great game in terms of play calling. So when they go back to the playoffs, whether the 1st, 2nd, 3rd seed in the NFC, I don't care. Can they get it done? Because there's really no reason why they should have lost that game to the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons were not a Super Bowl worthy team this year. Last year, obviously. This year they were. And yet the Rams choked. So when they get there again, can their offense step up? I think their defense will be fine. Aaron Donald is a consistent beast no matter what's the playoffs or not. He's consistent. He's great. Michael Brockers on the defensive line is great. And Ndamukong Suh, I know he's going to be hungry. Marcus Peters, I know what he brings. Aqib Talib, he's experienced. Offensively, can Jared Goff and Todd Gurley put it together in the playoffs? They're still so young. Todd Gurley was drafted in 2015, Jared Goff 2016. These are young kids. Are they ready to go for the Super Bowl and win it all? The Eagles are able to get it done with Carson Wentz leading the way for most of the year, but Nick Foles is the one that puts them over the top, right? Can Jared Goff at this young stage in his career get it done? Now, Russell Wilson, I think, is the last real young quarterback to get it done. That's the model that I think they want to follow, and they kind of are following. But it is clear the LA Rams are going all in, and personally, I don't think I would have done this deal. I don't hate the deal. It'll probably be fine. I think Brandin Cooks will be fine for them, probably past 900, maybe 1,000 yards. But I liked Cooper Kupp last year. He led their team in wide receiving yards. I thought he was going to break 1,000 this upcoming year, but now with Brandin Cooks coming in, that probably won't be a reality. But I like Cooper Kupp, and Robert Woods had a nice year last year. Now, I did not love Tavon Austin as the number 3, and I felt that they should have drafted a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds of this year's draft. Now, obviously, they don't have to. So I do understand why they went out and they acquired another wide receiver. I just don't think I would have given up a 1st round pick to do so. I thought you could have got a damn good wide receiver in the 1st round to complement Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. I didn't think you had to do this, right? I think you could have taken a wide receiver in round 2 and even get that done, even round 3. I didn't think this was necessary. I do think that they're overkilling a bit, but if they get it done in the Super Bowl, who's going to care? No one's going to care. They'll be happy. We'll be happy if you don't hate the Rams. I mean, I'm rooting for the Rams. I think this is a great story. I think they're an interesting team, a fun team to watch. They put up points. I'm rooting for the Rams. We'll see if they can actually get it done. Now, as for the New England Patriots, a very interesting trade here, but this is the Patriot way. Okay, when your contract is coming up and we don't want to pay you, get ready to leave, whether that be through free agency or most likely lately through trade, okay, as they've been trading guys like Jamie Collins and Chandler Jones in the recent past. Now, when it comes to this trade, I actually like it. Okay, they rented Brandin Cooks for 1 year, and they gave up the 32nd overall pick last year to do it. Now they get the 23rd pick, so they essentially moved up 9 spots. They got to the Super Bowl, and Brandin Cooks was injured for them there. If he was there, they still probably would have lost, but to me, you have to like that investment. You actually got a return on your investment there. Now, I have to question, though, about Brandin Cooks, and this concerns me for the Rams. Is there something wrong with this guy personality-wise? Why has he been traded now 2 straight seasons? That concerns me. So maybe the Patriots have gotten out of that problem, right? That's something we have to now consider. But to me, they've gotten a return on their investment here, and we get it with Tom Brady, okay? For right now, until he eventually falls off that cliff, and it will happen eventually, he could turn any wide receiver, pretty much, into a stud. Unless if you're lazy or old, okay? So Kenny Britt can't do anything. Chad Ochocinco couldn't do anything. But as long as you're decent, Deion Branch, you could win the damn Super Bowl MVP with Tom Brady. That's what you can do. They have Julian Edelman coming back, right? He tore his ACL last season. He's going to come back. Hopefully he's healthy for this entire season. They also have Malcolm Mitchell. Don't forget about him. The guy that was drafted in 2016 out of Georgia who had 400 receiving yards in his rookie year. I think this guy may be a sleeper for them. In fact, I think he is a sleeper for them, and he may make a huge impact this upcoming year. And now they have a first-round pick with which they could use on a wide receiver. Now they have 2, right? So now they have their first-round pick that they were scheduled to have, and they also have this 23rd pick. One of those guys could be a wide receiver. If not, second round could be, third round could be, and that guy could produce a lot for this football team, not only this year, but moving forward. So I like this deal for the New England Patriots, and I don't really care about the 4th and 6th round swaps. Who cares? Okay, so that's not a big deal to me. So you move on to this rumor, okay? Apparently the Patriots may trade Rob Gronkowski. How do I feel about that? Again, kind of the same thing. It depends on what they would get for him. Let's say they're able to swindle a first-round pick. I'd be fine with it. Look, I get it. Rob Gronkowski is the best tight end maybe ever. But right now, the Patriots have made it very clear. They don't really care about the post-Tom Brady era right now. Okay, I mean, after trading away both Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett, it's obvious they don't really care anymore. They're just going all in on Tom Brady for 2 or 3 years. Okay, fine, because you may get another Super Bowl out of that. And that's a lot more that I can say for 30 teams in the NFL. What you're doing right now, you're going to win more Super Bowls, most likely, than 28, 29 teams in the NFL in the next 5 years. I mean, you probably will. Okay, so keep going down there, so let's see how it works out for you. Assuming Tom Brady does not fall off the cliff next year, that is, because if he does, y'all are screwed, bro. But then, they could draft a quarterback now. You look at their 2 first-round picks, they could select a quarterback that falls down the board. All these teams are passing on Lamar Jackson. Maybe Bill Belichick sees something in Lamar Jackson. Maybe he sees something in Mason Rudolph. If he sees something in Luke Falk, something, I don't know. They have a lot of draft capital now, and I think the Patriots kind of know what they're doing. So I'm expecting a Tom Brady replacement to be taken. And if they trade away Rob Gronkowski, I'm definitely expecting a Tom Brady replacement to be taken in the 1st or 2nd round. It looks like that's the way things are developing. So if they trade away Rob Gronkowski, I'm fine with it because, again, Tom Brady can make a lot of things happen without talented wide receivers or tight ends. He can get it done, right? He made Martellus Bennett relevant for a year again. I mean, my God, Tom Brady can make people relevant, and you can draft the Tom Brady replacement, which you need, okay? Because that is going to be essential moving forward. You can have Bill Belichick stay there, keep the culture there, assuming he wants to, because who knows, maybe he and Kraft really have problems, and Bill Belichick will be leaving as soon as Tom Brady does, but I think Bill Belichick has something to prove. I think he's staying put when Tom Brady leaves. He wants to get another Super Bowl, and then he may retire. We'll see about that. So I like this move for the Patriots, and I would like the move of them trading away Gronk, because although he's talented, he's a tight end. Okay, and I think Tom Brady can do a lot with nothing much at all, and we've seen that in the past before. I have no problems with that. So the last news I wanted to talk about, the last rumors, have to do with Odell Beckham, and people think that the Giants won't trade, and let me tell you, he's gone. Okay, Dave Gettleman, the new GM for the New York Giants, he's going to come in there, he's going to trade this guy. We saw his stance on Josh Norman, who was a talented cornerback for the Carolina Panthers, a guy that just wanted to get paid his just due, and he's still a good cornerback for the Washington Redskins. David Gettleman did not care. And Josh Norman was less of a problem for the Panthers than Odell Beckham is for the Giants. And I use quotation marks there because I don't think it's a big problem. I think this talk of Odell Beckham being a prima donna is overblown. Give anyone, and I mean almost anyone, Odell Beckham's fame, notoriety, and money at that age in their lives, they're going to be the same way. I think he's handled himself pretty well. I know he had some blow and some hookers next to me in some picture a couple weeks ago. Dude, if you're in his position, you're going to do some of that. I just blame the girl for taking this damn picture. That's ridiculous. I don't think he was doing the damn blow. I think he was doing her. I don't care about that. So, Odell Beckham is just a superstar. That's his deal, right? But should they trade him, right? Is that worth being traded? If you can get 2 first-round picks, maybe. But if you're a team that needs a superstar wide receiver, that could use a superstar wide receiver, I could actually be down for that. Look, Odell Beckham is a guy that is going to make the Hall of Fame, assuming he can be healthy for the rest of his career. I mean, we have not seen a guy like this come into the league and dominate since Randy Moss. And right now, at this point, because of his injury, I think he's right on par with Julio Jones in terms of their career trajectories. But still, this is a Hall of Fame wide receiver that we're talking about here, as long as he can keep up the pace, and he will, because he's just so damn talented. So when the Rams were considering, before the Brandin Cooks deal, now I'm sure it's out of the window, when the Rams were considering trading for Odell Beckham, I was actually down for it. And if a team like the Tennessee Titans would pick up the phone and maybe give up 2 first-round picks, I'd actually be down for it, because although first-round picks are very valuable, rarely will you select a Hall of Famer, okay, even in 2 drafts. So if you can combine 2 first-round picks for a future Hall of Famer, that's a call that I'm considering. And same for the Giants. If I can rebuild my team, because my team needs rebuilding, especially offensively, okay? If my team needs rebuilding and I can get 2 first-round picks for Odell Beckham, who will inhibit our rebuild a bit as we rebuild, because we're going to get rid of Eli, get new quarterback in here, get new running back in here. We need new offensive linemen. We need everything in New York. I think it makes sense for both sides. And I know Dave Gettleman, looking at his history, man, Odell Beckham is gone, people. And I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen before the season. I would bet before the season, Odell Beckham will be traded. And I think it could still be before the draft. So I still have my eye on this situation. I don't know who the hell is going to pull the trigger. Maybe no one will. But I think if no one's going to, the Giants will reduce what they're asking for, their asking price a bit, maybe to a first-round pick this year and a 3rd next year, and it's going to get done, because we're talking about a Hall of Fame wide receiver here, and we're also talking about Dave Gettleman. Okay, someone's going to want this, and Dave Gettleman ain't going to want that. He doesn't want players getting paid too much, especially cornerbacks and wide receivers. He's going to trade you. He doesn't care. He's proven it. And actually, he didn't trade Josh Norman, but he released him. The point remains. He does not want these guys that are going to get paid too much on the outside. He doesn't want it. He's proven it. Get ready for Odell Beckham to be out of the door very, very soon. And he also got rid of Kelvin Benjamin, who was nowhere near Odell Beckham, wasn't asked for anything near Odell Beckham is, but was a talented wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers. I guarantee you, man, Odell Beckham will be gone before you know it. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on Brandin Cooks being traded to the LA Rams, the Gronk rumors, and the Odell Beckham rumors. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.